What up? What up? What up? You already know it's your boy OP. We are live and in effect. Learn how to do something cool. Um, your comments will display up here to the side, so I'll be able to interact with y'all in real time. That was something that was missing, but yeah, we're gonna pick up right where we left off, like we never left at all. We want to come right here. All right, so some changes that we made to the game. Um, we switched it from being like adults and your nephew was the first person you met with. Was we switched it to being children. I think the environment or the level or the location, the scenery is going to be from place to place in the school. And all right, so the history of the game is you were the new kid at the beginning of fourth grade. The antagonist feels that you took their girlfriend, the girl that they like. You took their best friend, put friends. Basically, you became the hero of the friend group. And I think what I want to do is make it where they're not really uh, their friends. Maybe he's just like their idol. Maybe he's actually the towel boy or something. I could change Revenge of the Towel Boy or something. I'm not sure, but that would give it away um, if I named it that. So you become the hero of their friend group, and you took the position on the football team, right? Or maybe you take the last spot on the football team, and that's how they end up as a towel boy. So I think right now I've almost decided, or I'm almost certain that I want the bad guy, so to speak, the person that's the antagonist to be either the water boy or the towel boy, something like that, where they have like an insignificant role. All right. So set in one, at the school clinic, we switched it from the hospital to the school clinic. Um, this is gonna have to change though, because now it can't be your watch. It's gonna have to be like your, you call it like your bracelet or something. Makes it a lot harder with some of the switches. So, um, maybe we'll do like a shark tooth necklace. Kids like stuff like that. But I wanted it to be a watch, actually. There go my partner in crime, Sunny. She just messaged on the Discord. That's the person that we're working on the game together. One second, guys. Let me see. I'm gonna send Sunny a link to watch the stream right quick so they could check it out. That's kind of perfect time. I'll start working on the game, then they message me. Okay. I need to go to my channel and we'll go to share channel. Grab us a quick. Let's see. I have to copy it. Okay. I am live right now. All right, so Sunny about to join our live. All right, so we're gonna get Sunny a minute to get with us, and so she's gonna come in and say hello. Come back over here to my chat overlay. We'll wait for a second. Give it a minute. Excuse me, that was so gross. Give it a minute. Sunny a chance to drop in, and then we'll talk about it because she actually did a whole bunch of notes. I only everything I've done so far have been based off of my construct and my notes, and then I'm gonna double back and put in all of the details that she added as well, just to make the game full and incorporate both of our ideas and stuff. So this is actually me and Sunny's second game working on together. We're actually in the process of wrapping up our first game, and then this jam dropped. So we was like, hold on, we're gonna we're gonna pause because we got the we got the formula. You know what I'm saying? We know how to put the games together. First game, so we got that one in the bag, and now we're working on this one together. I'm seeing somebody just drop in, so I'm assuming that is Sunny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I was saying, it's my newest partner in crime, and we worked on this will be our second game together. Our first game we're in the process of wrapping up and finishing, and the game jam popped out. So we was like, hold on, let's use the formula that we got for successfully completing games and wrap up this game jam. What's up, Sonny? Thank you for joining. So since you're here, I'll show you what I was showing the peoples. Got game design document type devlog stream. Uh, I made a couple changes. I tweaked a little bit of stuff, and I got to go back in and kind of make it work. I went from initially it was like an adult that was going through this stuff, and then felt like it may be cleaner or easier to deal with, especially like the storyline. If it was like a fourth or fifth grader, and everything was happening at the school, so instead of at the hospital, it would start out at the school clinic. The nurse, and I actually want to switch this from a shark tooth necklace. We'll switch this back to like a smartwatch. And the reason I'm choosing that is because I want time to stay a part of things. Overall, there's a basic construct to each setting. And I did do that homework that you gave me. Sunny suggested that I look at a game called Lil Guard. Based on what we had came up with, she felt like it was very close and very similar. And after checking out the game that she was talking about, I do have to agree. It is like a very decision path based game where like it's less gameplay per se, more like detective work, and then your decisions basically determine the way that the story goes, and that does very closely align to what we're building. So, um, because we only have a week to finish this, basically Friday, I came up with a very quick construct in order to help us like structure things. So I think I put us up to 8 settings, three, four. This would be five. I was kind of torn between making just a demo and then making a whole game, but I felt like if we just made a demo, they wouldn't know who the killer was. Well, it's not a killer. I'm not gonna use that vocabulary. They wouldn't know who the antagonist was. So I was like, well, in that case, we should just make it like a smaller game. We should make it just like a smaller game. That way they can actually see the way it ends. And then in order to facilitate, they have like 8 different settings. So we got the school, clinic, and all the other things that we talked about are the same as far as the you will go through like a search screen where you're looking for things. It's like a time mode, and that's why I wanted to keep the watch because before it was a gold watch, but since you're not an adult anymore, I made it like where they're kids. It's gonna be like a smart watch, but the watch is gonna be important. You're gonna get it in the very first scene, the very first setting, and it's gonna actually be the timer for whenever you're in um, your search screens, and then so we'll go from the school clinic to this would basically go from the school clinic to now it was the park, but now it would be maybe the soccer field, right? Okay. And then instead of your nephew, this is going to be your cousin that's also goes to your same school. All right. And then this was going to be your ransacked, what is it called? Ransack safe house, but because you're kids at school and you don't have your own homes, it's gonna be like the ransacked locker room. Okay. And then from there it's gonna go to like the band room. And let me pull back up my chat so I can see if you have anything to add because I kind of been rambling for a second. This way you can interact with me too. All right. Right now, I guess next thing to do would be to continue to come up with areas of a school. Obviously, cafeteria, and this makes it easy. I just randomize it. uh, if you could think of any place like around the school, then just throw it on me or throw it at me. It looks like you said something. Let me check it out. I'm at work while I'm streaming. Or I'm at my other job while I'm streaming. Sunny's also one of my coworkers during the day, but internet's not as great as it would be if I was streaming at home, but it works. Let's see, ransacked. It's being slow. It is ransacked. Ransack treehouse. So you feel like I mean that works. I'm down. Yeah, we could definitely do treehouse. It'll give it a little bit more privacy. Keep coming up with locations too, because that now. So I had the hall monitor come like to put it up. So say ransack. Uh, they have a treehouse at school. Seem more like hmm, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Hmm. Let's see. So they'll basically leave school in that point. I'm gonna throw the treehouse in, and then I feel like we could use it just for something else though, and this would be more like under the bleachers or something, because it would still be at school and would fit for the hall monitor. I'm gonna put treehouse for now to see how we can tweak it or which way that's. We'll put cafeteria. All right. Oh, and I have to show you the other page too. what I did was, uh, so this is like the main skeleton for the, but then there's also a second page or a second document that's focused specific works or the decisions. So I was doing this at the same time or simultaneously as I did each scene. Excuse me. As I did each setting. I was going back and like creating their decision forks. This way, whenever we actually create a game, we'll already have our dialogues and everything, and it'll just be like maybe making a couple like illustrations and rolling those through with decisions. But like for fork one, you could either call the nurse for assistance, you could get dressed and leave, or you could rest until you're feeling a little better. Those are your three decisions for the first fork. If you call a nurse for assistance, the nurse will say that's quite a nasty accident you had. And so I'll have to change this because now she's not going to give you a prescription because you're a kid. So I'm going to have to fix that one. But it says you really are lucky, you know. I'm not going to say alive because you're a kid. So we ain't going to think you was going to die. But so with the prescription, the perk was it's a sign. Let's say a prescription is a sign that makes it easier to identify triggers. So it has like a buff, but it also has a nerf. So it's like twofold. And then so like official discharge makes the antagonist aware of your movements, reduces search screen timer by 10 seconds. So that whole little timer that you get to find triggers, even though you can see them better or find them faster, now you would have had less time. And so you only get that if you choose to call the nurse. If you choose to get dressed and leave, the search screen timer automatically starts, and then you get a perk. It adds 25 seconds to your search screen timer. So that way you carry that forward going through the game where you have extra time because you just kind of was like evasive. And so that timer, if that runs out and you haven't found a trigger, the antagonist comes and ends the game. So by having extra time, it equates to like you've eluded the antagonist by leaving without checking out. So it gives you extra time to find stuff because the antagonists don't really know your moves, and it's like while you the third choice. Oh, here you go. Actually, so here's the trigger. So if you choose call nurse for assistance first, you'll get uh the perk plus you'll get the nerf. And then your second option will be these choices. The first choice will disappear, and then you'll just have the second two options, and it'll either be get dressed or rest until you're feeling better. Because you didn't choose get dressed and leave the first time, you don't get this perk. You just can either get dressed and leave, or you can rest until you're feeling a little better. If you choose get dressed and leave first instead of calling the nurse, then you get the second perk. But ultimately, if you pick rest until you're feeling better, either the first time or the second time, depending on how your decision tree goes. It will end the game because basically you're sitting around and the antagonist gonna come and get you. All right, so that's fork one. That'll carry you through finding the. I still have it as gold watch. We'll call it the smartwatch because it helps us watch time and it directly correlates or connects with the game mechanic for the search screen timer. So that's why you get it first. Smartwatch. All right, and then triggers a flashback. All right, and then so you end up in Fort Two, and these documents like they're basically inseparable. They go together. So I'll come back over to the first one. Go back up name two. It's the soccer field. The prompter. So each one of these has like a this is like for the actual structure of the game to make it where we have something to build that's very clean and very easy to like create. We give each area a criteria, and if each of those criteria are filled, then it's easy for us to develop each of the mechanics that are necessary because we have like multiple game loops. One of the game loops is, let me see if you're talking to me too, but one of the game loops is the string part with the timer. One of the other game loops is the actual like dialogue back and forth. Under bleachers would make more sense. I think so for the mall for the hall monitor part, but I'm still going to use the treehouse because I like that idea. It'll be like their little getaway or something. Let's see. I was going to use the custodian closet, but I was like, they ain't really gonna. I was going to use the janitor for that part, but there was limitations to it because it was like, well, why would they have a picture like the treehouse like adds personalization to it, but we'll do we'll say ransack. We'll call it the safe area. Okay, and we'll just say so. This will be in the gym, right? In the safe area, and it would be put parentheses right now. We'll put under bleachers, but anywhere could work. I'll say you. Thank you for joining the stream. I see somebody else joined, so thank you for popping in. Under the bleachers, let's go back to our other game document right quick. So this was the second location, soccer field. The prompter in this case, so the first one, the prompter was the nurse. You had a little conversation with her, and she gave you both a perk and a nerf, or she debuffed you, right? And so where you lost time. So I feel like in certain situations, by reaching out to the person as there's the prompter, they're almost like your freebie hint, and that's gonna like continue through the settings or through each location. But for setting number two, I gave it a twist because we want you to realize very early on in the game that you can't trust everybody. So setting number two, you go to the soccer field based off of your memory. You see your watch. You remember that you and your cousin exchanged gifts, maybe for Christmas or something like that. And that's all should be written here. So while you were getting dressed, your belongings, your smartwatch triggers a flashback. Okay. And number two, you question. So the forks are to question your cousin's teammate. Uh, you can question your cousin's teammate or keep searching. Right. If you keep searching, the soccer field is going to end the game. The antagonist is going to come and get you. If you question your cousin's teammate, your teammate or the teammate will be like, "I know where Russell is. Follow me. I can take you to him." So that'll be the dialogue. Then it shows y'all like the entrance of an alley, and it's gonna be like maybe some shady figures around. Teammate is definitely gonna have on some black Air Forces. Um, that should be the biggest dead giveaway right there, right? I love black Air Forces, so yeah. Anyway, but it's funny. So cousin's teammate is definitely gonna be wearing the black forces. Um, and so then you're gonna be prompted with a secondary fork. So this is fork number two. Uh, but fork number two has a secondary fork where you get to the entrance of the alley. That's the picture you see, and then you're prompted to follow teammate, or you can return to, and it should be soccer field. So apart. All right. And so based on your choices, if you choose to follow the teammate down into the alley, you're gonna start searching like everything is normal, and then you're gonna get mugged or beat up, whatever. The alley's gonna end the game. But if you choose to return to soccer field, it's automatically gonna take you to the soccer field, and your search screen timer will start. So in both cases, your search screen timer will start. But on the alley scene, you'll end up getting mugged. On the soccer field, um, you'll end up finding the trigger, or you should end up finding the trigger. Let's see what the trigger was for that area. Go back over. And the trigger is the cousin. So you'll start looking around the field and you'll actually find your cousin. Your memory and with reward for finding the trigger for each area. Your cousin says, "You look awful. Let's get you," and it shouldn't be home. I say, "You look awful." All right. And then so your cousin will say, or your cousin's going to tell you how and why. Let me see. How and why you were almost killed. Uh, I will say instead of killed, how and why you were hurt. How and why you were hurt, and to be more careful. So that's what your cousin tells you. That was like how the sentence started, but then I came back as I came up with more details. And so it's like, what's the how? Your cousin tells you how you were found in the library under a bookshelf with a gash on your head. So basically, somebody pushed whoever the antagonist is, and it'll come out in further memories. Like you'll basically see, like, okay, the bookshelf was pushed on me because I almost found um, who I found out who it was, and so then they pushed a bookshelf on me. So that being the case, the place where you were found is kind of where the game is going to pick back up in the end because you were almost to the end and then you got hit and then you got amnesia. So ultimately, you need to get back to that point. Everybody may not realize that yet. And very early on, I mean, if you're thinking about it, you might say, well, why don't I start in the library if that's where I was found? Honestly, maybe you should. Um, but basically, that's where like the big end of the game is going to be in the library, right? Because you were almost there. You followed all these clues and all this other stuff, and you ended up in the library. You saw too much, and you got hurt. All he's going to say, all your cousin going to tell you is that you were under a bookshelf with a gash on your head, and then the why. Um, why all this happened was because you have been investigating who have been harassing you and your friends and family. Note. So basically, this describes what the harassments and the offenses were. You know, to girlfriend, you will always be mine, and she gets kidnapped. So you're in the library. That's where she's gonna be hid at. Like she's gonna be tied. She's gonna be tied up behind a bookshelf, right? I'm gonna keep it PG. It's not gonna get too creepy, but he takes your girlfriend, ties her up, attacks your friends. I had to come up with like little things for how your friends get attacked, and then destroy the team bus. So he's gonna sabotage like the team football bus, activity bus, and destroy some of the team equipment. And that makes sense for like the ransack locker room, honestly. But uh, you were hurt. Be more careful. We already talked about that part. Your cousin ends off with, "You had a lot of help the first time, but everyone will be scared to, let's say, cooperate." This was because it started out more like a detective thing, but everyone will be scared to help after what happened to you. Cousin leads you to the safe area, and this was like the team locker room. There wasn't really no clues. Your cousin basically takes you to the next area. So usually clues lead you to the next area. That's why we ended up with or to the soccer field from our clues. Usually our clues take us to the next location, but your cousin's just gonna take you there. So next location will be the ransacked safe area. The prompter is the condition of the room. Basically, you know something's amiss. The trigger would be a photo of you in the hall monitor, like playing your instruments or whatever. The memory, you, and basically, so remember the condition of the room is the prompter. So that's what's gonna like basically uh let's see, we'll go to the actual document and find out exactly how it's worded. So I take you to fork three. You enter into the room. The prompter basically the prompter is initiates the fork or is the reason for the fork. So like fork number three would be call the hall monitor to file a report. Um what else? Investigate the damaged, and it was office because it was still like they were adults. But I switched it. Investigate the damage area. So this would be to investigate on your own, and it was just two choices in the fork. So if you call a hall monitor to file a report, the officer arrives, takes a report, says you really don't remember anything, do you? Discreetly hands you a note and tells you not to open here. Officer scurries off in a frightened manner. You open it right away and read it aloud. You hear a loud scream once the officer exits. So basically, he got. Okay. So the perk is you get a super secret message with the hint that you're being watched. So cool. But the nerf is, or the debuff is, you lost the ally and it reduces your screen search time by 10 seconds. So now, whenever the timer comes up for screen search, you're going to have an additional 10 seconds less. So if it started out at 60 seconds and you took the hint for the first one, you already lost 10 seconds. But you got the thing that helps you see the trigger faster. Now you come here and you pick like the hint when you made it through the cousin, you got here, and now you have an even shorter time if you pick this pick the hint kind of you work with somebody else. You did get another perk because you know you're being watched, so you know some of the things to look out for. But you also get a nerf because you lose another 10 seconds. So now you may be down to like 40 seconds, right? So it like increases the difficulty based on your decisions as well. Um, if you don't choose that one, if you choose investigate the damaged area, the search screen timer starts and you must find. Before it was the cameras and the listening bugs because it was going to be like the office. Then it switched to the photo and the locker. Hmm. I'm gonna do this because it's giving me like a brain block trying to undo and redo stuff. I'm gonna go locker and then I'm gonna use these other locations. I'm gonna use under the bleachers for another purpose, but it's gonna be like a safe area or like an area that you can have like special abilities from or something. We got the cafeteria. What else you got at school? Let me see if y'all got any input. Let's see. Bouncing between this and test. So I'm a little delayed. Okay, no, you good, you good. I'm glad you're hanging around. I'm gonna actually chat with y'all too. Oh, that's only let's see. Well, let me just chat. There we go. So what I'm gonna say is um if anyone, because I see there's more than just one person, if anyone can come up with some uh, game areas. Let's say if anyone, let's say this, if anyone wants to share a game area please do. Area should be locations found within a school. All right, dope. Roll back over. The art room, yeah, art is dope. Because you had somebody that was for photography, so the art room is perfect. Let me put. There's a progression to things. Also, like things came in certain orders because like concepts of the game. Like from the beginning, you get your little choices. You get to the cousin, you quickly learn not to trust everybody. You get to the locker room. This is where you get your first note. And you kind of get schooled. Well, you got schooled kind of back here, tells you what's going on. But then you can kind of start to see the danger of things. You pick up on like, okay, I'm finding these clues. I'm moving forward. The band room. This is like one of those issues where it's like a trick type thing because oh, I'm on the wrong tab. Um, the band room is like one of those things where it shows you it's like a trick because the drummer you just remember a shadowy figure behind the drums, but you can't remember if they're a friend or enemy. So you get there and then you kind of don't know whether you want to just go straight up to the drummer kid or ask somebody else in the classroom or sit somewhere else and watch them. And so I had it where it was either the bartender or the waitress, and the waitress was like deceitfully innocent looking, and she was gonna give you the runaround. Where if you would have just came to the bartender, he was gonna start the first Morse code bit, and I got that written down a little bit. Before I go back and forth though, we're gonna do some more of this. Got the band room, we got the cafeteria, we got the let's see art class will do the photography. We'll use the flash to do we'll do the flash. For some reason, what kind of areas we gotta have would not be right. So this actually, because this is the awesome part about making it about a school. Look at how much it's opened up. Where now instead of like struggling for areas or struggling for a way to connect the narrative, all we have to do is think our way through the locations at a school. Automatically, it's like, oh man, we gotta have a part that has like the teachers' lounge, and then it's like, well, there's also the principal office. So it's like by picking somewhere like the school, it automatically starts to uh, give some structure to our story for us, like where we got different places we can go to, and we just basically add in content. Um, that's already 8 places, so I had to add some places because I definitely want to use the principal's office. I feel like would be a funny place to end up. That should probably be the last place. That should probably be the last place you go for the library because that's kind of serious. Let's see. And I had it kind of like that's my phone. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm still here. I'm just gonna mute myself for a couple of seconds. All right, that was my beautiful wife. Let me know her protector to know where she was. All right. I'll do the bathroom. And now you can visit the locker room at any time between locations. I'd say some type of graffiti on the wall in the bathroom is going to lead you back to art class. You got art class, you got the principal's office. Ultimately, you're going to end on the library. Let's see if we can get this 6, 7. This would be 8. This would be 9, 10, 11. All right, and then what are areas that we said that we left out? We don't have an area 9. Uh, Bathroom, teacher lounge, cafeteria, band room, locker area or locker room. We'll do it's basically the gym. What does every school have? Lockers maybe should be hall lockers. That way you can have the hall in the game. Or we can have a game mode for hall encounters. No scope creep. We gotta keep it simple. All right. Um, but it would be fun to have a mini game for the hallway where like maybe you're getting chased or almost like the dinosaur game where you have to like jump over rocks, but instead like maybe you have to like dodge lockers that are opening. So like maybe you duck or move over, or you jump over book bags that are in the hallway, or you can be like a cool kid and ride your skateboard through the hallways. I think skateboard in the hallways is a win. I think that'll add an element of fun that people like, almost like Subway Surfer. So like a little Subway Surfer element, and depending on where you're passing from one place to the next, will determine what type of things that the antagonist is throwing at you. So you're coming from the clinic, you might be throwing like, mm, I'm not even gonna go down that road right now, but I was just thinking because, like, you know how like one of the punishments is like, if you do something that tells the bad guy where you are, then you get less time. But then maybe it makes it a little bit harder while you're in the hallway. Versus if you chose something that made you like elusive, where you like they didn't know, then the difficulty in the hallway is lessened, and it takes longer for them to like actually be trying to get you. Let's see. There's like a little bit of a jump scare type of vibe to it. Let's see. Go back over to messages and see what y'all got for me. Your room is dope. Okay, so that's still me. We'll skate through duck lockers. You was thinking the same thing as me, but don't get points if you hit something. Okay, I'm with it. And then, so the points, how would you use them? Would that be like time bonus points? Like you can add it back to your search time or something? I'm gonna actually, while we're thinking about that, I'm gonna pull up your notes that you sent in Discord because I've been basing it all off of the notes that I took so far. And then I was gonna double back and then incorporate all of your notes. But now would be a good time because I need something like some other element to the game where it's not just all stuff at the school store. Okay, let's see. Would those be like perks, or what kind of stuff do you think we'd be buying at the school store? I read your list too. I just didn't incorporate it. I read it the next day. Decision matter. So far, everything we're putting in is the same. Revenge inspired by old incident, basically. Excuse me. Perks. Okay. Oh, the endings. We still got to get to them endings too. Is your game in a school? Yes, it is. Our game is in a school. It's going to be basically fourth or fourth and fifth graders. Um, and it's gonna be like an elementary school. Then go to the part where we start coming up with some puzzles. Shady people, good people. Take too long, you can get mugged. Um, oh, there was something about a health meter. Oh, that kind of scared me for a second. It's my Bluetooth. 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay. I think I want to include the gymnasium and maybe like some type of dodgeball scene. Got the teacher's lounge, art class, number 9. And put gymnasium or gym with a dodgeball scene. It would be dope to have something like a football game. All right, so let's talk about how we get from one thing to the next is important. So we went from the school clinic because you were hurt to the soccer field because your memory was jogged about your cousin. Went from the soccer field to the safe area because your cousin led you there. Went from the safe area to the band room, and we're going from the band room to the cafeteria. So, what's something that could have been in the band room that would have led you to a cafeteria? Is this about halfway through the game? Well, let's see. We got 11 places. I feel like we should wait a couple more places before we go to the cafeteria. That way, instead of having to have a memory lead us there, we could actually like have halfway through the game lead us there. Like, oh, it's lunchtime. Things that are in a band classroom. What did I say? Let me go over and look at the other document. So on the lock, you found a photo that led you to the band room. Have a seat in the room next to the drummer. It's not safe to talk here. Do you have a Morse code key? Slips you, let's say, slips you a music sheet. This is when it was a bartender. I said napkin. Slips you a music sheet with a Morse code key on it and begins to tap on the drum. The message auto decodes as a tutorial. How are you holding up, buddy? I thought lost you. Let's say I thought you were a goner for sure. I need to plug in my computer. There we go. If you haven't already, please make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. Um, across a couple platforms, Twitch, YouTube, and I'm trying a new streaming service called Kick. So if you haven't subscribed at one of them or all of them, please do check it out. Show some support so we can do this more often. Okay. All right, we're charging. All right, so how are you holding? I thought you were a goner for sure. All right, and then so you choose, and this is where the fork comes in. So there's already initial fork. Initial fork is, are you going to sit next to the drummer or are you going to be a scaredy cat? You can, in this case, it went from the waitress, I said, to the harp player. Um, Overall, it's like, how are you holding up, buddy? I thought you were a goner for sure, comma. Uh, you then choose a message to tap back out. Who are you and what's going on? All right. And then so once you choose your message that you're going to type, the search screen timer starts and you must tap out a message. You must tap out and message back and then decode the incoming message within the offered time. This is a part of the whole interpretation because the theme of the gym is lost in translation. So you're going to be translating like Morse code and stuff like that. But a part of your inventory now, you're going to have that Morse code key pop up on the screen anytime that you need to communicate through like Morse code, whether it be through sound or light. So it's going to be important. So you must tap out a message. You then choose a message to tap back out. Who are you? You know your girlfriend. You know your girlfriend gone. Um, First question is, why is all of this happening. I already told you guys why this is happening, but our character needs to find out why this is happening. And then we'll have the message back will be he thinks you took his life, or he thinks you replaced he thinks you replaced him. How about he is he blames you for taking everyone away from him, taking everyone away and replacing him. You say, all right, and then so at this point, because y'all not actually playing music, the teacher is gonna come over and be like, "Stop that racket! You guys sound horrible." All right, and so you will type back out before you can get an answer as to who it is, the teacher intervenes. Stop that racket. You two sound horrible today. All right, and so we actually need your fork, though. You can either sit next to the kid with the drums. Let's see. The opposite of coming over and sitting next to him. You could oh, what if you sit across the room from the drummer to see if he is nice or mean to others? Okay, and then we can maybe do like a maybe he signals you over. So this would be like a drawing screen. Drummer signals you over. And then so basically your choices would be then again, um, have a seat next to the drummer or basically approach the drummer. So I'll have a split right here. Go to drummer or sorry, excuse me. You can either move to the drummer or you could leave or you could obviously moving to drummer would get you your would teach you how to well get you your Morse code key. What if you look in his so drums don't have a case? You can leave the key on your music stand and then you have to find it like that'd be your search time, and then finding it would trigger the. No, keep it simple. Let's see, I heard something. So we got some more. Oh, okay. So you could be this would be an NA as well. Sent to lunch by music teacher. Band room drumming. Oh, so this is part of the problem. Some prompts. All right, the trigger in this one gonna be puzzle you complete. Call it a Morse code puzzle. Oh, he did give us some information, so we can put a little bit of a memory here. Um, let's say antagonist. Excuse me. Get sent to lunch by the music teacher in the cafeteria. You need a prompter. All right, we need something to take us from the cafeteria to the teacher's lounge. What would be in the teacher's lounge? Grades, papers, um, yeah, like a mini quest. You might have to get something out of it. We'll have to get something out of the teacher's lounge. Need something to take us from the cafeteria to the teacher's lounge. Let me just ask Google. Microwave, feature, refrigerator, coffee maker, and water coolers. Comfortable seating, snack bar, appliances, disinfectant wipes. So something like the wall calendar sounds like something we could use because we could be looking for. And I got this messed up my screenshot. Let me fix that. We can be looking for the schedule for our missing girlfriend. Oh, the teacher needs a favor. Yes, thank you. One of the challenges and puzzles you could have. The teacher needs a favor. Maybe get so maybe get something and find an item. All right, I'm down. Teacher needs a favor. In the cafeteria. Let me see. So, the type of favor the teacher would need maybe to know what order the classes should be dismissed in. And so you sneak into the teacher's lounge in order to get the if you sneak into the teacher's lounge in order to get the dismissal schedule or something. Let me see. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think about that one while I walk to the restroom right quick. Trying to see my even itself out. Yes, perks. Okay. Okay. We got the screen back. Good. Bet. So I'm gonna come back over here. Make myself small. I'm actually going to
With over 8 million broadcasts and over 600 million viewers engaged monthly, Restream is the #1 tool to increase your live audience organically. Restream enables you to create, analyze, and share your high-quality streams to over 30 different social networks at once. In this video, we'll go over all the different parts of Restream, from Restream Studio to our analytics, combined chat, events, and more. So,
Oh, my shrimp came back. Yeah, just not giving up hope. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get out. I thought I closed it. I was trying to get my the view of me back. No matter what I pressed, I couldn't get it. But it looks like it's working now. All right, now we're back in motion. Welcome back. Welcome back. I apologize. If I edit the video, I'll cut that long little period out. I did have to use the restroom, and then I was having technical difficulties getting my camera back up, so it was a bit of a delay. I apologize. We're gonna get right back into it though. So we was at the cafeteria. You guys have gave me some cool ideas for the cafeteria. Um, Something you'll find at the cafeteria, right? We had a few good ideas. A trigger you might find in the cafeteria could be a tray. It could be a spoon, a fork, depending on where you want to go next. So the teacher needed a favor. Um, Teacher needs a favor. What if you overhear some gossip? I'm just gonna brainstorm for a second. Because the easiest way to do it right now would be to pick items from each area and then have those items jog something in the memory. So, like, um, your milk could remind you of the bully. Someone, that was actually my wife, but just said that we could have a bully. Something about a bully. I have to go back and read it. And shout out to everybody that's out here supporting the stream, tuning in, dropping suggestions. Shout out to Sunny, amazing game dev partner. Shout out to Dark Side, uh, one of my PlayStation 5 friends, one of my family's friends, my brother's friends as well. He has a pretty cool channel on Twitch, and he said he's going to play our game once we finish it. So thank you to everybody who supports our little indie dev dream, right? It's gonna be. I ain't even gonna put prompter here because it's gonna be something of its own. Let's think about how to link this. We're going from a cafeteria. Things you find in the cafeteria could be milk. Basically, the first half of the day will be over, so you're a little bit time constrained. I think the cafeteria should come later. Cause then, like, maybe you'll have half the time because half the day is gone. Let's say send you to the principal's office making noise. You just finished doing the Morse code. Your teacher just stopped you. Um, See, whenever you do it like that, send to lunch. It kind of once you put it in there, it kind of just that's the only thing that really fits. Sent to lunch. Once you're at the cafeteria, you get to lunch. You can ask around to see who is he, or you can let's see. Do we have some other? What my notes at? We had one person for photography. They're gonna use like a flash to do Morse code with you. Yeah, one person. It's gonna be the drummer in this case. They're gonna do the tap of Morse code with you. Um, my pictures and tapping and flashing, and we could do a hmm. What if you spell something out with your food? Maybe this would be a good time for the either the hall monitor or the so here's a cool part. If the hall monitor was injured, let's see the other document. I think there was a way that you could have got past. How about we had the hall monitor either way? But if you chose option, let's see. If you chose to file a report, he'll have one to cast. If you didn't, he'll be perfectly fine. So that'll be a little twist to it. So if you chose to file a report, he'll have one. He'll be jacked up. So I feel like he should be telling you the rules. Let's go to fork 5. We didn't even finish fork 4. Fork 5. Um, enter. Let's see. Enter cafeteria. What is going on? Whenever you enter hall monitor, about no talking, no standing, please remain seated during silent lunch. Perfect time for a food fight. Um, okay, so what if you throw the food? What kind of food are we going to use? So mashed potatoes seem like the easiest thing to throw. You can write in mashed potatoes. So what about mashed potatoes and peas? And then you write your message and then mashed potatoes and you fill it in with peas. All right. And so what if you have to Excuse me. I gotta undo. All right. So the way it work is, excuse me. The way it works is you go through line and get your food. You sit down. You sit down to eat. Um, use your mashed potatoes and peas. Use your mashed potatoes and peas to is who do we want? Drummer boy or your cousin? Let's do drummer boy. No, it shouldn't be him because he got a specific way of communicating with you. Um, some distinct characters that would be out of school. You got a nerd, you got a bully, you got a cheerleader. Um, he want to do our names. I was about to say Ralph. Um, random boy uses his mashed potatoes and peas to communicate with you. All right, and then here comes the game mode. So after reading his message, the screen search timer starts. So after you read his message, the screen search timer starts. Sorry, guys. you're gonna have to, since the rules is to stay silent, remain seated. You got to stand up, and you're gonna have to sneak over to the lunch line and get more food. Basically, like fill up your tray in order to write a message back. I wanted to have a food fight element though, so if other hall monitors spot you, you must hit. Let's say you must throw food to hit them. Okay. All right. And then so like you write your message back. Oh no, you they sent you a message. You write a message back. Let's see how far down the art room is on the list. The cafeteria. I actually erased it. No, art's right there. I feel like the art room is gonna basically be him drawing out something that gives us a clue. The Emerald Cafeteria. You gotta get to the teacher's lounge. The teacher's lounge might come further down, like a key or something, or somewhere you have to get a key to get in the teacher's lounge. I say, in all of the chaos of the food fight, you found the key. I'm gonna stand up, get to line, take more food to message back. If others, if other hall monitors spot you standing up, you must throw food to hit them. To reset, basically the game state. To reset them. To hit them. Let's see. I want to hit them with mashed potatoes in the face so it covers their eyes. Okay. You write your little message. What if you sneak to the teacher's lounge to get a hall pass? Or you sneak to the teacher's lounge to get a bathroom pass? All right, so on the wrong sheet. Let's see, it covers up. All right, cover the eyes. What is your message back? I'm trying to think. What would be in the bathroom? You can run into the bully. food fight puzzle. Drunk in the staff bathroom. What about graffiti? There we go. I'm so sorry. I don't know if y'all can hear me whenever that happens or not. But I had a mic up. Let's see if I muted myself also. Okay, I didn't mute myself. All right, so let's see. This is one to Sharon. Uh, Empty the hall monitor spot. You said if you are caught, the game ends. So the message that you send. So your message. Where is he? Okay, and then the response. The response would be where I feel like this would be one of those situations where you could overhear somebody talk instead of getting a message. Because like a rumor would be like if you over like you said a whole bunch of people in there. So I'm gonna go with that one. You hear a rumor. He wrote his initials and the let's say on the stall of the staff bathroom. So like a total bad butt. And that over here is a lot of people. This would be a good place to hear a rumor. And then you're gonna investigate or follow up on that because you still want to know who he is. Or his initials on the stall of the staff bathroom. I think whenever I put my mic up, and since y'all are watching right now, y'all can help me with this. Let me see. Okay, wrap that up real quick. I have a question for y'all. Okay. So my question for y'all, I want to know if whenever I put my microphone up, does it mute my communication? You can just say yes or no. Versus while I'm talking right now, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me whenever I put my mic up. Are you guys able to hear me? I'm going to keep talking and just let me know yes or no, whether you can hear me whenever my mic is up. So my mic was back up. I just want to know, can you guys hear me when my mic is up? Yes, we definitely can expand on the rumors. Um, and then it mutes. Okay, so then that's what it was. Thank you. I apologize. That means I was talking to y'all, and as I was flipping back and forth, I muted myself. All right. So thank you. I appreciate it. So let's expand on the rumors. Okay. Yeah. It's an extra because you said that there was a lot of people. So let's use that to our advantage. So I figure having people spreading rumors when there's a large group of them works really good. Um, I heard he wrote his initials on the stall. That gives us a reason to go from the teacher's lounge because you'll need to go to the teacher's lounge to get the key to get to the staff bathroom. So it takes us from one place to the next, right? So I guess we'll take out the food fight. Oh, do we want to take out the food fight? It's kind of like a mini game almost. But take it out. It's not. It's not constructive. Okay. So then we're not gonna do this whole. There's not much time left, mashed potato boy. Or the random boy sends you a message with the mashed potatoes and says you don't have much time left. Everyone's talking about what he is going to do to her, or everyone's talking about how awful this is. Let's see. I heard he wrote his initials on the stall in the staff bathroom. So over here's students talking about the antagonist. I had to come up with like what the dialogue of that is. So then you feel like say some other things that he did. This way, oh, we need a name for you. That'll be at the beginning of the game. You choose your name because then we're here and don't be using your name. And be like, did you hear about what happened to, and then spell your name. I don't like that because it's talking about names. Like, did you hear about? Let's say, did you know he kidnapped her? How do you get to that? What is it? I can't. About. I want to read your comments. Say, I think he is really going to. Well, he gets away with everything. So he gets away with everything. And they list some of the things he did. Okay. So we'll say P1 is in person one. He gets away with everything. P2. And then they start naming stuff he did. So yeah, we talked about him putting old boy in the cast. I guess it would depend on which one you did though, so we're not gonna go that one. He destroyed the bus. How can he do to a bus to make it stop working? Um, so everything first. The football game was canceled because they put a nail It's not a good one. What could he have done? Let me look see what y'all got for me. Nice. I like that mini game afterwards. So first time you play through open areas, and then you can go back and do like mini games in the area for replayability. That makes sense after you solve the mystery. To cover to your home monitor approaches tells you have two rules. Please remain seated during silent lunch. Go through line, get your food, you sit down. Over here, students talking about the antagonist. Roman person one, he gets away with everything. First, let's say the football game was canceled. Football game was canceled because he ruined all the uniforms. Because he took everyone's ruined all of the uniforms. See, ruined all of the uniforms. How do you run all the uniforms? All right, so now we're getting somewhere. He gets away with everything. The football game was canceled because he ruined all of the team uniforms with permanent marker. Permanent markers. And then you go back to P, say person number three. I give us three different people. And he used those markers to write his initials on the side of the staff bathroom. So then that's what's going to have you like, okay. And then we'll have person number one says, yeah, right. We'll have Person number 4. There is no way to prove it. We will never know because we will never know because yeah, right. We won't ever know. There's no way to prove. Say the only way into that bathroom is key. Into that bathroom is a key. It's just not. Alright, so now we know how to go from the cafeteria to the teacher's lounge, right? And that's not even a fork. That's just kind of a little scenario. We'll come back with a fork. I want to keep moving. Went from that got us from the cafeteria to the teacher's lounge, and this would be the staff bathroom. All right, and then based on the trigger, let's see, antagonist tag. Oh, I didn't share the screen. I'm sorry. All right, antagonist tag. The trigger is the antagonist tag for the staff bathroom. That's what I was saying. So we're working our way from the school clinic to the soccer field to the safe area to the band room to the cafeteria. This is no longer food fight puzzle. This is. I'm gonna rework this. Uh, this is what was your trigger? Here's the report. Rumors. Oh, rumors lead you here. Teachers lounge. Okay. Finds key. After you found the key, you're up in the staff bathroom. You find the antagonist tag. You've seen it before, but you better ask the art teacher to be sure whose it is. So you go to the art teacher. And you ask whose handwriting this is. When the teacher hits you with the, I'm not sure whose that is, but I've seen similar writing in the gym before or something. So then that sends you to the gym. Or if instead of asking the teacher, let me see what y'all talking about. Or if instead of asking the teacher, y'all go to the spot on the wall where the pictures are, spot on the wall where like the pictures are posted, like the student drawings are, and y'all look for the initials, and then the initial, the picture that has the like matching initial, is a picture of somebody playing dodgeball in the gym. Okay. Okay. Trigger is let's see, funds. Get to the gym. This would be a good place for you to have a flashback, like where you're hit in the nose by somebody or something with a dodgeball, and then you go report it to the principal. Should you go tell them? I don't know why I want you to go to the principal's office. I'm gonna mute myself for a second. So that's why I had muted in the first place, so I could crunch without crunching in your ears. Oh, all right. So we're gonna take you a long way. We made it to the gym. Um, the next place will be the principal's office. And that's gonna take you from the gym to the principal's office. Um, what would the trigger be? Maybe the person, seeing the person or seeing what they wearing, something they wearing, triggers you to remember what happened to you. Well, let's say use. How can they use, or what can remind? How can something about them remind you something about dodgeball about them? They could be used in a library. Oh, maybe he has her in a sports book section. Let's see. Scene. What would the trigger be? try something instead of being stuck. I think some more. I think I'm gonna take a break from the stream unless y'all got some ideas. Y'all got anything on me before I take a break? Well, I think I'm gonna take a little break. Maybe do some push-ups or something. Keep myself awake. Finish my snack, and then I will. I'll probably work on this, and then hop back in the stream for the next part. The next part would be developing the art assets. So coming up with the scenes. The next part would be coming up with the art assets. So developing the scenes from place to place. That's why I kind of described it as best I could. In the descriptions, like I still have to go back. Art class is supposed to be photography. I just had to weave us from place to place, and then I'm gonna go back now that I got like some type of weaving from place to place. I go back and put in some detail in between it. Some of the stuff that we're missing, as far as like the puzzles and games. I actually have a few different ways that we can go into like a game state or like a game mode and have some fun in between or during the transitions. So Whew. It only gets better. But with that being said, thank y'all so much for hopping and dropping by the stream, showing love, throwing us a participation. If you weren't able to catch the live, but you find yourself watching this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tune in for future streams. Shadow out.